if I can create an emotion, then I can give you a suggestion that's going to bypass any kind of resistance. And so if I'm going to spike an emotion, then I'm going to use the most powerful positive emotion that we know as human beings, which is love. And it can be love for a friend. It doesn't have to be a passionate romantic love. You can, of course. So I'm going to elicit that feeling. I'm going to ask my client, who are the most important people in their life? Who do they love most? If I can elicit an emotion, it doesn't have to be love. I mean, a client comes into your office and they're sad. That's a big enough altered state for you to be direct with your suggestions. You know, if someone's it's broken up with it, or they've been, someone's left their partner, or they've had something happen to them where they're kind of angry, then that's a big enough emotion for me to get very direct with the suggestions, which generally is, this is the last time it's going to affect you. This anger is going to go, or the need for this drug's going to go. I can be very direct very early on, even in a pre-talk. People don't think, well, I've been hypnotized, but I'm already utilizing the power of love or the power of emotion to get my message across without any resistance. Things I won't need to elicit that emotion. When they're talking about that person that's causing them distress, or they're talking about that person, they are eliciting that emotion spontaneously. I don't have to ask them to think about that person. They're already thinking about it. They're already in that emotional state. So I can immediately use that. I'm going to show them the power of their mind with the emotion. So I can say, just for a moment, knowing you survived this, think about that person. It's the last time this is going to affect you in the same way. And I know that I'm going to bring that emotion up. And then I can demonstrate the power of their mind through that emotion. Well, the way I look at most of our behaviors and the things that we think we're stuck with, I see, when we're born, we're not born with all of those limitations, all those fears. Yeah. For want of a better way, when we learn something to the point where it becomes an automatic function, something we can do without thinking. Now, generally, that works in our favor. It allows us to function the way we function in the world. But sometimes we learn something that is redundant, like the smoking habit, or eating for comfort, or an irrational fear. But in the same way as you've learned English, once it's learned, to try and change it consciously is hopeless, because it's not a conscious thing you're doing anymore. But we do, as hypnotherapists, have access, if you like, to the underlying programming. The piece of programming that says, how's the cigarette now? The piece of program that says, eat more cake. We can remember being afraid of something, but once that fear's gone, you can't remember what it felt like. And everyone feels that their problem's the worst problem ever. Yeah. And then you realize that pretty much everyone's got the same problems. They seem immense for us. But the thing is, as I said to once we understand that none of this exists outside of our skull except as perception, then we realize that it's not complex. It's not, I don't have to know everything about your anatomy to help you overcome useless pain. In fact, I don't want to get involved in it, because it doesn't matter whether the pain's in your back or how long you've had it. If the pain's useless and unnecessary, that's all I need to know. And people are going to want to tell you their problems, especially they've been to other kind of talking therapies where they've been held in the past for so long, talking about why they are like they are. I don't want to be rude and say I'm not interested in why you're like you are. It might be interesting, but I want my clients to say, I ask, how do you want to be an hour from now? How do you want to be a week from now? How do you want to be next year? Because we have a tool called hypnosis that can move our clients very rapidly from where they are to where they want to be, with the understandings they have now as an adult, with the strength they have now, the experience they have now, to reassess it and reevaluate. Because if you made a decision when you were 5 years old and you're looking at when you're 30 years old, you're going to reassess that in a different way.
Wasn't that absolutely fantastic? I'm sure that you found a lot of information in this very short video you just saw, maybe like 4 or 5, 6 minutes, however long it was. But that is not all. You can have access to the entire presentation of this amazing speaker, plus 40 more other presentations and speakers, and you can have access for life. You can have access to the video recording, to the audio recording, to the swipe files, to the transcripts, to all of the bonuses and the special gifts that all of the speakers and presenters and also the organizers are offering in the Premium Pass package. So if you like this, if you want more, make sure to sign up below for the Premium Pass and have lifetime access to everything. I'm sure it'll be one of the best investments you've ever made in your life, in yourself, in your practice, in your health, and also with working with clients. So go ahead, click on the button below, sign up for the Premium Pass, and we'll see you on